for a summer program that they're having currently. I'm supposed to catch up with these guys up there. Someone that works for Nich, which is the House of Culture, got us an invitation to come over here. Oh, well, I just found out that, well, it's a technical institute, so I just found out that they have a pond here as well with tilapia fish.
Ancient remains here.
Well,
Right
you,
back
you
here?
provide that information as you walk.
Put the girl on the spot. Not just right here. Put you on the spot. Not your but I support his documentary, so he's cool.
So yeah, there are some ancient Maya remains in the school grounds, the property adjacent. So that's where we're headed.
And this is part of the Chaa Creek bowl too, because I recently found out that there's a Maya, there's this part of the Nich archaeological site that it's within something that's called the Chaa Creek bowl. Is this a part of that?
I am not aware of that.
The Chaa Creek bowl is between the Makal and the Mupan River here in Benque.
I can't tell you because I'm not aware of that one. I'll have to do some research.
Okay, well, we'll get back there. Thanks for the info.
Yeah, you will see some girls over here. This is the lab.
Well, I'm not going to record them because I know try to give privacy. And
this is the lab where they are washing the ceramics and other pieces that have been
stop here. Just want to go there and then
found.
we can do that on the way back.
Yes.
So let's go there.
Okay. Just let me.
Go for it, yeah.
Hi, so this is like the lab. What we do at the lab is we mostly clean ceramics, chert as well, and we also clean whatever is found up at the site. Why we do this is for ceramics, it provides like a kind of good chronology of when the site, who was living at the site and like when they were living at the site, but it also provides kind of more knowledge for what they were doing and like how they were going around with the ceramic. Chert as well, quartz as well, it kind of just gives a good insight of like what was again at the site and what they were using, and it just creates, as I said before, good chronology and a good look to see what they were using back then. So yeah.
Right on. Thank you so much.
Don't worry, I'll post for that.
We're currently on Mopan Technical High property as well, or campus.
For archaeology, he works at the Institute of Archaeology. And he's big on getting more Belizean
involved. And is Tony Belizean? Is he a Belizean?
It's British Belizean.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys know, but every year, or not every year anymore, now it's every 2 years. And the Belize Archaeology Symposium.
Every 2 years. And is this here? Is this is a part of Nich? Wow. They have a football field out here.
You can connect it to agriculture. You can connect it to social studies or Belizean studies. You can connect it to science.
We're just saying that sponsors.
We gotta running double on these different places to get sponsorship for it.
Or find the ways that we could generate income for the project or make the project sustainable, you know?
Yeah.
Because there are ways.
And maybe that's another way how it can be done. Right. I mean, there's ways. We just have to, like I said, start thinking global. My family have ranch, so I'm in my element. I'm at home. That's wild crab right there. So we're walking into the camp. I don't think I should be respectful, and I think I shouldn't record in here. Or once I record in here, I gotta like figure or get permission first. I'm good to go.
All right. So my name is Antonio Berdal. I am a Belizean archaeologist, currently working on my PhD in archaeology, and we're actually out here as part of my PhD research. This is going to be my final year that I'm about to enter, and my research focuses on how archaeology impacts young Belizeans by them taking a part and getting a hands-on experience. Doesn't make them feel any different about their cultural heritage and cultural identity. So that is the goal, but even after I graduate, this is something that I want to carry on for years to come.
Right.
Because I think it's important for us to open access for young Belizeans to get their hands on archaeological research and to be producers of archaeological knowledge and not just be on the consuming end of that.
Right on. Love that. That's well said right there. So what are some of the things that you need for this to advance and become a little bit more less stressful?
Funding for future sessions, absolutely. Last year and this year, I got funding from Dr. James Garber, who was a teacher at the school I go to, Texas State University.
Goes there.
Yeah, and he worked in Belize for many years. He asked about my research, asked if I needed funding. And so I got money, but unfortunately, he passed away this year.
Okay.
And once I graduate, then that's it. I'm no longer essentially tied to the school in that way. So funding is important because, getting tools that wear away and tools that break. We need to get tools. We have the students who come and volunteer, but we also have some young people who are hired.
Right.
So this is their summer job, and money for transportation to and from site sometimes, because I can see everyone catch the bus, but the buses might not be reliable, not be on time, and God forbid there's a rainstorm, everybody gets here wet. I prefer that my young people also get here safely and get the same treatment that we would provide to any foreign students who come to Belize. So for all these reasons, funding is important, and I think the second most important thing is getting noticed, getting the recognition from Belize, from the Belizean press. So far, the only Belizean press page that has covered it was Breaking Belize News, and we had to reach out to them. We sent it to others, and there was no coverage. And I know, like recently, there was the press release about the tomb that was found at Caracol,
Right.
and that got a lot of coverage and a lot of press and a lot of feedback, whereas our news got like 10 views and 4 comments.
Right.
So, we want people to see that there are Belizeans doing this, because a lot of the comments that we get is all foreigners coming to do this, and that's because that's all that they see on TV, on social media, writing the articles, doing the presentations. With the exception of Dr. Jaime Awe, who was the only Belizean to ever head a project in Belize, everyone else is foreign. Everyone else, for lack of a better term, looks white, and they don't look like these young kids.
Right.
And so I want to get them exposure. I want to get them represented. I want them to get the credit for doing this kind of work, for helping us produce the knowledge about our own history, because regardless of what our ethnic and cultural makeup is, as long as you live in Belize, this is a part of your history, this is a part of your heritage, and it should matter to you.
Right.
It should matter to you as a young Belizean more than it matters to a foreign student who pays to come here to work, whereas you can come and volunteer and learn all of this for free.
Right on. Have you had the opportunity or the chance to see if you could gain access with getting support from local business within the great nation of Belize?
Not yet. This is essentially our second year of doing this. And this is still, it's largely experimental because something like this has never been done in Belize before. I mean, other projects across the country have Belizean volunteers that they teach, but to have, a project being done that is done by only Belizeans and Belizean young people who, most of them have never taken a class in archaeology, have no background in archaeology. This is the first time they even knew of archaeological projects. Right. So this is an experiment. So we're waiting to get, I guess, a lot more established and hopefully get this turned into like an NGO. Then we can start to reach out with like a business model for how we would like other businesses to support us, whether it's through finances or resources.
Right. Is there any other things, like specific things that you think that you would need when it comes to like the tools or equipment to do the job? What some of the stuff that you think that you would need?
Tools are well, they're not the most expensive, but because they get used a lot, things like picks and rope and screens and tarps. Like if we had businesses who would like donate tarps to us and give us rope and wood and mesh to make screens, shovels, or if there was like a restaurant who is saying, well, how many people do you have? We can cater a lunch for you one day of the week. Because some of these kids also come from outside of Benque, outside of San Ignacio. We have some that come from as far as St. Matthews and Belmopan, and even a couple who are here all the way from Orange Walk and Corozal. They stay in Benque, but getting people here, sometimes they have to leave early, sometimes they forget, and then we have to make sure that they are fed. So any way that any business could contribute, whether it's food, water, juices, money, tools, or even just exposure, like you coming out here today to cover this and to essentially show wider Belize what we're doing is important, because we're trying to break down that stigma that archaeology is for foreign people only. And I want Belizeans sitting at home, when they see this video, to see people that look and sound just like them doing the work. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm proud of you for doing that. And thank you. And then we'll proceed from here. And then I'll just.
We're carrying down there, and this is actually a large platform that is on the school campus. And if you see the base, you have those large stones that actually form the base of the platform.
Okay.
And then you have all of the large stones that they put on top as like construction fill.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing would have been covered in a plaster.
Okay.
And we could essentially also show you, we just a while ago uncovered fragment of a plaster floor that managed to withstand time. So this platform, so what we're trying to do is essentially to understand the construction history of what was going on here.
Right.
And this, we just locate this part in the last few days.
Okay.
Just by sweeping the top, we realized we had an alignment of stones.
Right.
And it goes this way as well. And then through clearing that, you have this very, very small patch of plaster floor that managed to survive. So this thing would have covered the entire platform.
Right.
But this is all we have left after more than 1,000 years of the place being abandoned and roots just destroying everything else.
Right.
But we also have this big open space in the back. This is actually done by looters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we dug in here last year to try and salvage anything. We found a couple of stone tools.
Okay.
But this site, most of the structures have been looted to some degree.
Okay.
Yeah. Trying to see how far this goes down until we start finding artifacts.
Okay.
Until we hit bedrock, and then we will stop. But the soil that we have here is is thick. Um, it's like a mix of like loam and clay, just really congested.
Right.
And then where he is, you have all of the stones that could also be part of the architectural fill of the structure. And then eventually that is built on top. So like the lines of stones that you see,
Right.
these would not have been visible when the platform was in use, because these were like the construction pins that were built so that when you put the plaster floor on top, it doesn't start to just like cave in, and it keeps it nice and stable.
Okay.
So this one we actually opened up last year, and we came back to revisit and keep on going down.
Okay.
And then we opened up this large one so we could have many Belizeans working at the same time, trying to see if we could find any more of or any floor, any more construction pins, any more architecture. And I think we might have just with like these stones that are coming out 1, 2, 3, and then curves that way.
Right.
Could have been used as a construction pen as well, but we won't know until we get much deeper. But just based on what we have been finding in on this platform and in the structure behind the tree to smith everything up, this could have been an area where they were making ceramic vessels and possibly selling ceramic vessels.
Okay.
We haven't found anything much like coal grinding stones, so maybe not so much like that no one was cooking food or anything here, but we found a lot of broken vessels. Like usually a bag like this, very full every single day from one single unit, coming in many different shapes, sizes. Some of them from probably a bowl, and some of them from maybe like a water jar, like a big one. So things that the general Maya man or woman would have used in their household. So nothing fancy, nothing to drink chocolate out of, but things that you would use in the house.
Right on.
Yeah, but the good thing about this is that a lot of these ideas also come from them as they're digging, because we're trying to also get them to learn how to think critically. Based on the artifacts that you're finding, what do you think is going on here? And at this point, there is essentially no wrong answer, because we are thinking and coming up with a possible idea as we are extracting artifacts. Once the whole thing is done, we count all the artifacts, we see the differences that we have, then we can come up with more of a precise idea of what was going on. But regardless, I think it's just good to have them, finding these things and start to think, well, I'm seeing this, so this could mean that. And I at least I hope that's what we're going for, right, Ishan? Kaylee?
Yeah.
What do you think what's happening here?
Well, based on the amount of chart that we are finding, there could be that they were making tools. On the amount of ceramic could be either they were eating here, or also that they were creating pottery here as well to maybe sell.
Yeah.
It could have been a feast area maybe as well.
Yeah.
Based on just what we are finding, and we found some nice pieces of obsidian, so as well as tools like scepter ring.
Yeah.
Then I have
We found a lot of bifaces.
Yeah.
I have one question that I recently found out as I was doing research about the Mayan culture and how prominent it was here. I found out that this area Shenantonich is under a belt that's called the Chaa Creek belt. Is this a part of it or no?
Well, that would have been the first time that I'm hearing about the Chaa Creek belt. But because I know Chaa Creek is attached at least regionally to Shenantonich. Shenantonich being the regional power, and then all of the smaller sites like Chaa Creek, like the one in Benque, you would have people who were still elite living there, who would essentially answer to Shenantonich, but keeping things in control for the region. So I'm thinking the Chaa Creek belt is actually with the Macau River,
Yeah.
Chaa Creek, and then all the sites coming this way to the Mopan River.
Right.
So this, in that case, then yes, this could likely fall in the Chaa Creek belt.
Okay.
And then this would all be part of the larger Belize River Valley, which extends all the way down the Belize River as far as I think Blackman Eddy or Roaring Creek almost.
Okay.
And all the sites that are along the river essentially, built in the same way, have some of the exact same structures, or have almost the exact same layout. Whereas this, we have no large pyramids.
Right.
We have no large architecture, but we have this large platform. Why is this large platform here? And the other small structures that are near to it, what were those for? But given that this is just our second year of investigating at this place, like we still maybe haven't fully found enough things to create a definite answer. But the more that we find things out, then the more we can say, well, these structures were being used for these things, and they were connected to Shannon, and here's why. Or if they weren't connected to Shannon, here's why. But everything that we find can eventually tell us these answers. And I think it's important that when answers come out, that when people read the reports, that they also see the names of young people here who get the credit for writing it, as opposed to just acknowledgements. Thank you for participating. A lot of the young people who worked with me last year were also first authors on a lot of these papers. So,
Sweet.
So they're getting credit, and we're hoping to entice a few of them to join us for this year's Culture Symposium, which is done by the Belize Heritage Education Network.
And when online. And where will that be?
That will be in October, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all online, and I think we can talk about our experience here, and it would be good for other people to hear from the Belizeans themselves about their experience. I mean, you're having a good time, right?
Yeah. Every day.
Are you learning anything new?
Yes, a lot. Every day. Every day something new.
So words I never heard before. I saw rock when she said just no slit or something. She said about first time I hear them.
And would you then like for next year's, like, would you encourage more young people to get involved? What do you think?
I for sure encourage more.
Why?
Because it's a nice learning experience. I find it enjoying. I find the way we learn and you guys teach very interesting, and I think a lot of young people could use that. And it kind of helps me to connect with my culture, and I think that would be good for the young Belizeans then.
Well said. I love that. The connection.
Because culture.
We tell everybody, that no matter like what your ethnic group or cultural group, if you live in a Belize, whatever happened in the area that makes up Belize, whatever happened in the past, that's all our history, so all our cultural heritage, so all we need for our part to keep it safe. And essentially, the future should look like in the next, 15, 20 years, that a bunch of these young people, the leads within one project, and you have a nice balance of foreigners and locals doing the work together, writing together, and producing knowledge together. So that the next time we have a large tomb found somewhere that make headline news, that we have a Belizean excavating the work.
Right on.
Yeah.
And I agree with that 100% because that gives them ownership. Then they can, it's not just something that we can claim. You physically can take a part of it because it's,
and I think
like you
that's
said,
why something
identity.
Like this is important, because you could teach social studies, you could teach history in the class, and people they will forget dates and names, and you could talk about archaeology at conferences and talk about papers and all these things, and if it's not in any kind of language that they can understand, it goes right over their head. They don't care.
Right.
But if they actually come out here and you teach as you work, you're getting the hands-on experience and you're learning all the different terms every single day, then eventually, it sticks with them. Hands-on experience, creates a lasting impression as opposed to just seeing a picture or seeing something on the news. And that's why, we also have a lot of social media presence, Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok. But we do it so that other Belizeans out there, as they're scrolling and they watch the favorite people, the dance or the newest trend, and all of a sudden archaeology, but then they stop and say, oh, I know she, or she looked just like me, or something. It's like they stop because it grabs your attention that it's not just the typical scene where generally all other social medias when it comes to archaeology, everybody look foreign.
Right.
And not to say that we don't need our foreign counterparts, but we need to inject some of our own Belizean flavor into it.
Right on.
Yeah, if we want to claim rice and beans as part of our culture, then we need to mix the rice and the beans, the foreign and the local together to make, a beautiful picture together.
Right.
Love analogies like that. Sorry.
I agree too. I do too as well.
So one question and stuff you would, and like say a temple or something.
Misfortune that as they're plowing in the fields.
I enjoy what you're doing, man. I love what you're doing.
Right.
And so they teach them the exact same process. So if they ever volunteer for another project, they already have a heads up. And in one case at least, this young man where they work with me since he gone to no other project but other person's work the year after.
Yeah.
And he put all other foreign students, university students, to shame with how well he dig. Just based on him coming to volunteer.
Right.
And so that makes you feel good that you say your people the land. And but not just this, because we also have classes that we do. Last week and this week, my colleague will also come contact us.
Yeah.
But to teach them about ceramics, how to analyze ceramic just based on the shape, the things that included inside the clay, and then how would you create your own types based on these criteria, how to measure, how to draw. So then they get a well-rounded experience to show them that archaeology is beyond just the field and the dirt and the tools, that analysis is also a part of it. And hopefully, a couple of years, if we get this really established and very big, then we could have something nicely formal established where, we have him come every year and deal with ceramics. We have one of my colleagues come and maybe deal with like Maya, hieroglyphics, Maya math.
Right.
So then dig and then learn, but one fun, creative environment where
document it. I always have got the documents.
Yeah.
Like, we got the documents.
And then a question too before it's no more pan students, right?
unfortunately not.
No? So can they highlight, like, this is opportunity to advertise which school are you guys from?
Well, I'm a recent graduate from Sacred Heart College. I am going to attend the University of Belize.
Okay.
This upcoming August.
Then how about the young lady to your right?
Well, this is open for anybody basically who has some time free. I'm a student at UD as well, and I had free time, and so I took the opportunity. I saw it on Facebook. I asked questions. There's an application process, and if you have issues, there's contact numbers that you can, wherever you see the advertisement, if you hear it from a friend, it's an easy process. So I would encourage anybody who has spare time to take the opportunity and come and join us.
Someone from all the way from
Well, I got a from Crooked Tree. I originally from Crooked Tree, and I come from Donovan every day.
But help me out, because where's Crooked Tree? Is that Belize district or Cayo district? Belize district? Whoa.
I'm originally from Crooked Tree. I'm staying in Donovan. Wherever you're from, you can go.
Yeah.
And sir, how could you make it possible, like you say, for this to that vision that you have? What you said just now, like that it's not just for right now. You have a vision
for years to come,
and how could you implement that? How? Because I have the interest in it, and I would love to see it happen. And sometimes things have hard to, like, it's very complicated in Belize to make something happen, but I have faith and courage in this. I will, and like I said, I know how to get the answer, but I would love for you to come up with the idea and then see how. Because once I have the information, I probably see what I could do to help to give my little contribution. to make to the end of the day. You say because it's not just for today. This is this is a long run. You know what I mean? I see
To
next
keep this
5 years
going for years to come, a lot of it has to do with finding the right people to work with. Because I mean, once we advertise this, we will get young people involved, and then some people who were here last year are here this year again. Then tell other people. People come. People see it on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, flyers at like the horticulture, and knowing people at the horticulture, and then like all of their contacts, and so on and so on. As last year, it was very basic. This year we have guest lecturers and guest speakers. We had a field trip, so the word is getting out even more. So eventually, once we kind of put this into something like a bit more formal, have like a business model of how to run it as an NGO, and then we get people saying, "I want to collaborate with you," then fine. Let us find a way for us to collaborate. It could be in whatever way possible, whether it's giving time or resources or
fundings. You need funding. Does this need funding?
Funding, tools, airtime, participants, press.
Yeah.
Like we need all these things, but whether we get those things or not, we
Still,
we are scrappy and
still a role.
we want to make sure that we get it done. Like our tools will work for the next 10, 15 years until they absolutely fall apart, but we want to make sure that we get it to work, because at the end of the day, the experience and the education matters more than having a shiny new pick. Not that we don't want shiny new picks, but the most important way that this will work for years to come is collaboration and exposure. That people could see it as this is something worthwhile. That it's not just tombs and jade and all these things, but that this part of archaeology also matters.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we want to leave the future of archaeology in capable hands that see themselves as being empowered to do the work, as having ownership of their own history and past, and will be the ones that will write the articles and write the books that young Belizean children in the schools will use.
Right.
That it comes from our own voices and from our own minds, because nobody understands Belizean culture better than a Belizean person, and understand the cultural nuances that make us all up.
Right on.
Regardless of whether we Banya or born somewhere else but live your entire life, like me, and whether you look, like Adrian the back, or Ishan, or Jelena, or Kaylee, like all of we look different.
Yeah.
But all of we the Belizean, all of we love the work. At the end of the day, all of we are some Belizean talk Creole, and so all of we share the same culture and the same history. And I'll be proud someday when I see one of them publish one book about Maya history, and it come from their point of view.
Right on.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking you guys saying pick, and I'm like, where are the picks?
Small pick.
Okay.
We use the bigger picks when we have to backfill everything, but for use big picks in this,
it's a no-no.
No, because you can essentially destroy.
They're too big. Yes, sir. You see when they find anything, they man use only brush and
So
even one.
this for moves on dirt and stone. This for scrape very carefully, and brushes for get even more delicate.
Okay.
And the deeper we go, the older back in time we go, so we go even more careful.
Okay.
And so everything that we find could be something like this. Is a freshwater shell. This is called hute, and this one source of protein.
Yeah, purple one.
Yeah, and then you could say where the tip was snapped off, because that means they actually ate the animal that was inside this. So when we find these, we also keep these.
No, sir, human touch that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, 205.
These things, he said.
Yeah. But I mean, we appreciate the fact that when take the time to come out.
Today.
Because we want people to see that what we are doing, and I think sometimes it's better when we have like a more humble channel coming out than no shade to News 5 or News 7, but people will understand more of like one grassroots level association.
Have the love for it, man.
Yes, they have the love. They come with the question, and then themselves feel one sense of pride in their guts as a Belizean, the what young Belizean people doing this work. And that's how I feel every single year when I come back, when some of them come back because they love it so much from the year before, and then the ones will come, stay for the entire time, and you just say that they might feel sick and then it sneeze and it rain and it still show up. That's how important. That's how important it is.
And then I have two other question. Was this or is this a part of the Mopan Technical campus, or is it private property?
No, this is part of the campus.
Okay.
So the principal, Miss Jones, she was the one that reached out and said that we have these structures before the land is subdivided and sold away. We're trying to show that we have something of historical importance that we could attach to the high school.
Okay.
So we came out here, and at first, this was everything was still dense and bushy, and then eventually, when things were cleared away, then we realized, oh, actually, yes, this looks like a structure, and then we start dig, and then eventually you find stones, like, okay, proof that we have something here.
Good. Thank you, guys. And keep up the good work.
Very, very, very much. Yeah, so just feel free to left whatever you want with Miss
Is
Good, I feel like I can follow up.